I'm writing a Broadway musical in just 30 days. This is day 5. So I am here at my church to do some work on this beautiful, beautiful grand piano. I did some work today, but it was right before I showered, so I didn't film. But I've been working on this Queen song that I wrote day 4. Now I'm getting it to a piano, and I'm not leaving here until I have a fully fleshed out piano vocal. I got a few kind of ideas. I don't know how much I like them, so I'm gonna play through a few of them for you, and we'll see what comes out of it. One thing I know that I do want to do is, since this is the Queen's first song and she is going to eventually go into this paranoia and kind of start losing her bearings on things and what she was told happened before this musical that like we never see, you will know, but in this moment the audience does not know anything. So she is grappling with like, hey, I'm being told this happened. What does this mean for me as a daughter to my parents and what I'm being told my parents did? How does that affect what they taught me growing up? Who am I if not a product of my parents? And if so, if what I'm told is true, then who am I now that I know my parents did this? I'm intentionally trying to use a lot of first position chords. Anything that's not a root position, in theory, is considered stable. If we're talking about cadences, you know, considered very stable and what you want to use. But because of that, things that are like, it's considered less stable than. Because of that, since we're kind of going to descend into this paranoia, this chaos, a lot of the main chords that I'm playing with that I think I'm going to keep is an A flat chord, but over its third. And then we go to another chord, E flat over G. So it's like kind of this, what I think are beautiful chords, but still are just not as stable as they could be, so that when she's singing, we have lots of chords over the third, because she is trying to find her footing. She's like, who am I? Like, what's going on? And then when the king, who is responding to some things that she's saying and pops in and out, when he is singing, it kind of becomes more stable. He has more chords that are over the root position because he is trying to be that rock for her, which ultimately won't end up mattering because she's still, you know, it's a very sad thing for the two of them, which I'm working on writing in terms of her obviously trying not to fall apart and him wanting to be her rock and help hold her up. But the amount of care and love he has for her can't keep her together. There is this line that I've known I've wanted to use in this musical. Before this, it was the only thing I had written. These 4 lines, which is this. And the reason I named her this. I need you, Emma Rose. I need you. I need you. I need you, Emma Rose. I need you. I need you. That's way too muddy. But point being, that is also chords that are not in their root position. B flat over F over the 5th with the added 4th, and then still E flat 2 over its 3rd, and then we land on this root position chord. So he is like trying to take the uneasiness and saying, hey, here are these unstable chords, but I can be a rock. You know, I can be this A flat 2 chord. So we're taking the unsteadiness and trying to make it steady. Ultimately, it won't be enough. That's the heartbreaking thing. But that's why I've made his theme this. This is everything I did on the plane, some of the new stuff. The line that I think I'm gonna keep is, you've left behind a daughter, who then should I be modeled after? Is it like my favorite rhyme in the world? No, I think when you sing it, it'll sound a little better. That's kind of the core of this song. It's like, hey, you raised me to be this person, but now being told who you are is something terrible. Who am I supposed to aspire to be, if not my parents? So, yeah. For reference, I'm singing this all in my key. I'm probably gonna raise it a 4th, so a girl will sing it. But you don't wanna hear me singing up all high, and it just won't translate correctly. I'm singing it in the key for a guy, and then we're gonna move it up, and it'll be great. Here's a chorus that I'm playing with. Who do I look to when life isn't fair? Behind a So then it's going to be two halves of the song. First being like, what am I going to do? How am I fit to be a parent if everything I thought I knew about my parents is false? And then now she's going, this is what I have to do as the queen of the kingdom. This is what I feel my job is. But what if I can't be that parent? What if I leave them like they left me? So then thinking in hypotheticals, who will they look to? What are the chords? Who will they look to if I can't be there? What if they grow up alone? And that might be a longer one. I'm thinking of like modulating there, but kind of thinking she didn't grow up alone, but her worst fear is I will inflict the thing that was inflicted upon me, but worse. What if I can't be there for my children more so than my parents weren't there for me? Which, spoiler alert, that's what happens. This is why she's singing it now. This is my fear. I don't want to do this, but I have to. So we're like, steady. What's our question? We don't know. And if I'm not able to bear you a son. What if this? What if this? What if this? What if I can't birth a son? What happens to me? Had all these dreams of what I've wanted to be, and now I feel like I've been stuck in this role where my singular purpose is this. What if I can't complete that one thing? What will happen to all the love you say you have for me? Will you leave me? Will you abandon me? That's what this song is. This is heartbreaking for the king to hear, and he's saying something that I need to write, but something saying, no, like, please, it's not about that. I'm here with you, something. That's kind of where we sit. Let's figure this out. I want to make sure I film parts of me actually doing it. So it's not just results, because most of it is just sitting here. Okay, I'm gonna look up some rhymes. Rhyme Zone, my best friend. I use it for really the stupidest rhymes. People be like, oh, you don't need to use it. Good songwriters don't need Rhyme Zone. I could possibly use water if I'm using a garden, like planting in a garden. How do I know who I am without other things growing with me? Like if you're a sunflower, how do you know what flower you are if you're not planted with other sunflowers? I love going back to these non-root position chords because she's asking lots of questions and they're answered by like unstable chords. So it's like, who then should I be modeled after? And it's like, we don't know. You know, she doesn't know. We don't know. How do you answer that question? I like where that stands. So now I have a pretty good verse I like, a chorus I feel stronger about. Now maybe let's write the last chorus. If I like where that lands. You have to make sure your chorus can be a small chorus and a big chorus. I think it's pretty rockin'. So much. Yeah. I'm picturing it. Yeah, okay. Ooh, that's cool. If I'm not able to bear you a son. Yeah, that's pretty rockin', okay. Maybe it's ascending. Maybe the bass is ascending. Oh, that whole last chorus. Because ascending basses often give you like, so. Something like that. I don't know what he's going to sing. He's going to sing something. I'm not sure what the title is yet, but this is the Queen's first solo song, and it is quite sad. This is the piano demo of the Queen's solo song. I was planted by the water. Fruitfulness is all I've known. Abandoned by the planter. No one there to see if I've grown. Seemingly generous life back to that intro. But then something happens. We get the king as a section. To the queen is saying, I promise we'll figure this out together. I will comfort you when you have doubts. There to catch if you stumble or falter. Sure, a few things may not go to plan, but believe me, trust me, we'll be okay. And then she goes into a chorus. Maybe the second chorus, maybe the last one. Final chorus. Now she's singing about her future children, saying, what if I abandon them? Here it is. Who will they look to if I can't be there? What if they grow up alone? And if I'm not able to bear you a son? So King sings some really, really sweet line to comfort her, and then he sings his love theme to her. I need you, Amorous. I need you. I need you. I would never leave you, Amorous. I swear to you. And then I think she says, I love you. And then we end the song somehow. I'm really not sure. It might go into another section. So I'll probably leave this where this exists on day 5 and move on day 6. And I have a whole bridge that I just, I'm not sure if it fits anymore. Saying like, how could I nurture and care for a child when that was just me? How do I warn them of the dangers and perils, so many of which I've yet to see? Just like, I'm a child. How do I have a child? I haven't found a way to fit it in, so I'm gonna leave it. It's written, not decided on melody-wise, so it can become anything. I think that's where we're gonna leave day 5. Thank you for sitting through this. For all you guys on YouTube, I hope you're enjoying the longer form vlogs. It's kind of just a brain fart and just like probably the most in-depth look into my creative process that I can give you. And you know, I'm treating this as a kind of a video diary. So hopefully when the show's on the stage, you can be like, wow, this is how we wrote it. Or if no one else does that, I can do that. Make sure you follow or subscribe to stay up to date with my series. See you tomorrow for day 6.